Good morning, y'all. I'm heading to the Dollar Tree right now, and I'm gonna show you guys how I make my obstacles. All right, first things first. The one thing I always make sure I get here are these like Jenga blocks. It's called, what is it? Tumbling Tower Game. $1.25 basically gives you all these little blocks and stuff like that. I use these for the legs of all the obstacles I make. It's just really easy to stack up and paint. Then the next section I like to hit up is this random wood section. You kind of just look through all this stuff here and you kind of pick and choose what you want to use to make your obstacle. I think I want to make like a picnic table, so I'm gonna go with this like pallet. So let's make a couple of these. Alright, so far we got these right here. Let's go. Alright, so I'm also gonna grab 2 of these because I think I can make something out of these. Maybe like a ledge or something. Well, I didn't think I was gonna have to get a cart, but here we are. Get a cart, put all this stuff in here, and then, I don't know. These are kind of smooth, and maybe I can make kickers out of these. Alright, I'm actually gonna use these for another project. I think I'm gonna make some like concrete ledges and use these as a mold, so in the basket they go. Sometimes you just gotta look around and try to find some stuff. That's why I like the dollar store. And then one of the most important things is to get this super glue gel, just because it's not as messy as the other stuff. I think I'm good with 2. Yeah, I think I'm good with 2. Alright, so hopefully I'm gonna turn this thing into some type of rainbow rail, so we're gonna throw that in there. Well, this is about 15 bucks at the Dollar Tree, which isn't too bad for all the stuff we got. We're gonna go home, unpack, and I'm gonna show you guys what I have and show you guys how I build all this stuff. But it's hot as fuck right now and I gotta go home and skate. Alright, so let's check out our haul and what we got at the Dollar Tree. We got these little boxes here, kind of like so. Got this thing that I'm gonna have to figure out how to cut and kind of bend a little wider because I have an idea. These things that I kind of want to make into some type of like kicker kind of ordeal, maybe with a box or a rail in the middle, but we're gonna figure it out. This, which is gonna be our first project of the day. Jenga blocks. This is basically the building blocks of all this stuff. Literally, we're gonna need these so bad. This, I'm gonna use these as concrete molds. So let's open this one up. Yeah, I'm gonna try to use these as concrete molds and stuff like that. So we'll use that. And then I got this spoon to mix up the concrete. So when I put it in there, I dump the concrete in here. And then we have super glue, which is the thing I'm gonna use to basically bind all the wooden stuff together. So this is what the big haul looks like. Not too bad for about 15 bucks. I think I'm gonna be able to make at least, I don't know, 4 or 5 obstacles out of this. Each obstacle I find online are about $30 each. So this is a way you can make your own stuff. Quick shout out to FB Christopher, because without him, I wouldn't have gotten any of these ideas and stuff like that. He low-key got me back into fingerboarding. So shout out to FB Christopher. If you guys don't follow him, make sure to follow him. But now I'm going to show you how to turn these things into basically picnic tables or whatever obstacles you guys want to think of. Alright, you're going to want to get your Jenga block things, and you're going to want to get your tabletop, or this part right here. I don't even know what it's called. But this is totally optional. You can choose to either paint these things or leave them bare. I usually never buy these with the brown ones, but I'm just going to go with the brown legs. I'm going to try to paint the top here. I like painting the top because it gives it a little finish and helps it slide and grind. Now, it's up to you to choose the height of this. You can either stack 3 up and make it about like this tall. You can just basically do 1 and keep it that tall. However you want to do it. Basically just measure how high you want to do it and how high you want to ollie on your fingerboard, because I think one standing up tall is the equivalent of 6. So that would be like that tall. I honestly like keeping it relatively lower. So I'm going to keep it to about 3, but I like stacking the 3 up like this. Or like this, sorry. So I'm going to do 1 lower, and then I'm going to do 1 a little higher. We're going to scratch the first original color idea. I'm going to go with this color and color it because I just came up with another idea, and I'm still going to show you how I make the table. We're just going to do a part 2 and combine and make an even cooler obstacle. So stay tuned. So I'm going to go about 3 of these high like this. And I'm going to do 4 legs. So these 3 here, these 3 here, and then 3 here. These are going to connect to this here. Look at that. These are going to connect to this part here. So basically like all that. So super glue is highly toxic. So I recommend using gloves and a mask. Maybe some eyewear if you have it, and having a ventilated area. I got a lot of fans running right now. Alright, so let's get this started. So I honestly just put a couple of globs right here. Let me show you a little better. Like right along here. I'm trying to do like that. Nothing crazy. Mainly want to get it around the edges. And this is the reason why I like the gel a little better. It's not as runny. Just kind of be careful with your fingers. This is why I say use gloves, because this shit is pretty bad. Looks like a wafer. So yeah, you just want to do one like this. Get it as even, as flush as you can. Kind of let it sit there like that. As that one happens, maybe get your other one ready. I'm going to start doing my other one as this one is getting ready here to dry. That way I can just kind of sandwich them in. Boop, 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 boop. I hate this stuff. It's so toxic. Alright, now sandwich this one together. Like so. It's easier to do it while you're holding it down on something like this. Just because it's easier to hold on to it. So you just kind of want to hold those down for a little bit. Let me show you that. So hopefully that's drying off over here. And then you can just start doing the remainder. Alright, after that's all said and done, you should have about 4 of these here. Just like so. Now, like I said, it's all optional if you guys want to paint these or not. I always like painting them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these dry for about another 20 to 30 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm going to paint this palette over here. Now, this is always optional, but I'm always a fan of taking some pretty good sandpaper and sanding it all down a little bit, just so the paint adheres a little better. And when you grind on it, it's not as like, you know, that splintery kind of wood feeling. So you can take some really fine, like maybe 1500, or that's probably too fine, honestly, but that's what I have laying around. So this is going to be like a polished kind of material right now. Now, don't judge me. I always just end up using whatever paint I have just laying around the house. So it's never like I have an idea of what color I want to paint things. It's just, oh, I have that color paint laying around. I might as well just use that, you know? Alright, we're going to do a couple coats, but that's just the first coat on that one. Now we're going to move on to the second one. I don't know why this process is so therapeutic. Somebody just painting just feels really nice. I'm not even a good like painter or artist or whatever, but now I know these people just like take their time and paint and just kind of create stuff. It's kind of cool. Alright, after all that, this is what it's going to kind of look like. We're just going to let these dry completely, but in the meantime, we're going to paint the other legs right now. Alright, so now it's time to paint the legs of this. We're going to go with this color right here. All right, so now I got the legs painted. Now it's time just to put these on here and put them together. So we're gonna basically attach these like this. Same like the Jenga blocks, just kind of put a little bit like that. I think it might be easier for me just to do this, to be honest, now that I think about it. What you can do is, if you know it's on there pretty solid, give it like 20 seconds or something like that. Find something with a little bit of weight. It doesn't even have to be a lot of weight. I'm gonna flip it around. I'm gonna throw this thing on there because I know it has weight on it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna throw this on there because I know it's got a little more weight, and then throw that, and then we're gonna let that dry for a little bit. All right, let's see now. Boom. That's pretty much on there. That's like a little table kind of desk or whatever you want to say. Let me show you another one I did. I put some type of clear coat. It's called Mod Podge. You can put that on there, but I'm going to try something different with this one, and I'm just going to use a spray clear coat. All right, so this is what it looks like after I put some clear coat on it. It's nice and shiny. It's going to preserve the wood a little bit, and it's actually going to grind. And it's actually going to grind a lot better. Now, I have another one of these I made, which is not the same exact color, but hear me out. What if I made some type of like picnic table like this, huh? I think that would work. Now, I just thought of this idea, so forgive me if it's going to be really ugly, but I'm just going to finesse it with whatever I have laying over. When I'm done, and if it turns out really good, we're going to change it up, and we're going to make it like really pretty or whatever, and just kind of make it a little more coordinated. All right, I'm going to try to make this a little easier on myself, and I'm going to glue these pieces on here first. Bam. That's that part here. We're going to let this dry a little bit, and then we're going to attach it onto this. I don't know if this is going to be a good idea or not, but to make things easier on myself, I'm just going to glue these together. Now that we have these two glued together, let's put the last piece on here and finish this up. Hopefully it works out like I was thinking, because I think this would be a pretty cool idea. And if it works out, I'm going to make some more for people. All right, this is what it looks like. It's not completely dry yet, but I'm going to let it sit here for a little bit and kind of dry out. Once it's dried out, we're going to session this up, and hopefully it turns out really good.